Hello, my name is Craig and welcome to my channel. This is the latest giveaway. Now this guitar should have been given away at the beginning of the year, but unfortunately there has been the worst weather for making guitars ever. Last year was bad. This year is appalling. In the last 6 weeks, which is normally a fantastic time to make guitars where I live in Australia. But unfortunately, I've had, I think, maybe 5 days out of the last 6 weeks have been reasonable for making guitars. Anyway, that's the way we live in. Climate is changing dramatically. Anyway, this guitar is now finished, ready to be given away, as I said when I began last year. I might go into has good and bad things about this guitar. I'll go into the bad things, I think, first. One, we'll start at the end wedge. Now, I don't know what I was thinking when I thought I'd put in this end wedge. I could have at least put some purfling in between the two boundaries there, but I didn't, and I don't think it quite works out the way it is. So that's one thing that's a problem. The second thing, this fingerboard is made of oven coal, African wood. First time I've used that. But unfortunately, the walnut binding that I've used for the fingerboard is virtually the same colour. And you can't tell that there is actually a binding around the fingerboard. So that's a little unfortunate as well. Now, the finish on this guitar, I originally sprayed it in January, which was very humid. It was 85–90% humidity all the time. And out of frustration, I decided to spray it anyway, and it was all cloudy white, milky white type of colour. So I ended up having to rub all that back and get rid of the finish. What a waste of time and effort that was. And then I sprayed it again a few months ago, and again the conditions were not good. It was too cold. It was probably most days were around about 12–13 degrees. Well, it kind of worked. The different layers of nitro didn't want to melt into each other as well. There's some little problems there, but it's not too bad. So let's have a look at some of the good things. One, the top is made of very old Sitka spruce, and you might be able to see there's a reasonable amount of bear claw on there as well. Looks quite nice, I think, in the light when light hits it from different directions. So very old top. The sides and the back are made from Tasmanian Tiger Myrtle. There is a little bit of light flame going through here. I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up on the camera. Not heavily flamed, but light flame. It looks quite nice. The pattern is quite even. Quite often you see just simply streaks going through here with hardly any of the dashes. But this one's quite good. So that's good. The neck is made from mahogany. It's the first time I tried to I used a little bit of dye on it. Some red mahogany dye. I think it came out all right. Now the headstock. I've got a Ziricote headstock with some walnut around the sides, a little bit of binding around there. So first time I've tried that. On the back of the headstock I have some silky oak, Australian tree, and it looks quite nice as well, I think. Goto 510 tuners, ebony bridge, so it has gold frets on it as well, a little bit of abalone on the dots, the markers. It has dual graphite rods going down there as well as the truss rod, and ebony on the bridge, some bone and abalone for the bridge pins. Now it's currently, I have it set up at about, I think I did it about 60% humidity. Would have preferred it a little bit lower, but it's currently, I think, on the first string over here at the 12th fret. It's about 1 millimeter, and on the 6th string it's about 1.25 millimeters. It plays really well, the neck, I think it does anyway. Nice slow action. I'm happy with that. Now the sound of the guitar I'll get to in a minute. I'll show you some samples of that. I think it's the first time I have used Tiger Myrtle, and I think it is a little bit different, as I was hoping it would be. On the lows and the highs, I would say it's pretty much like a rosewood type of wood. But the thing that really makes it stand out and gives it a little bit of its own character is the mids are more like maybe a walnut or black limber, that kind of woody type of tone. So it's a mixture of a rosewood, walnutty or woody type of guitar. Gives it its own voice. So I've enjoyed playing it the last week or so. I'll give a chance for you to hear it now. Okay, so you've had a chance to hear it now. If it tickles your fancy, keep in mind that it is completely free. It carries my lifetime warranty. You can bring it back for any reason whatsoever, and you'll get everything that you paid for it back again. Now, unfortunately, this one is a grand symphony model. I thought it was a grand auditorium, and it doesn't fit any of my cases, hard cases. So it only has a soft case for this. So I can't really send it anywhere much. You really has to rely on someone picking it up. Now, I live in the Wollongong area, which is very close to Sydney, slightly south of Sydney. If you fancy this guitar, just leave a message in the comment or in my email address that you can get on YouTube as well, or in my LinkedIn. You can also access me there. And there have been 2 people who have already indicated an interest in the guitar. I think one of them was from Sydney. But if you're interested, let me know, and I will put a message in the comment section in about a week's time to say who has received this guitar. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.